Oh my goodness. My camera's all messed up. I don't know how to fix it. I'm sorry. My usual tricks aren't working. Okay, that's better. Hello, everybody. Hello, C-Rex. How you doing, honey? Hello, Catherine Gaston. Hello, Eileen E. Carlin. Yes, everybody should. After all, there's Ava. Thank you. I've had this one a while. I really love it because this is my favorite part about it. Okay, it's got little mesh flyaway layers, and it's all peacock themed and butterflies, peacocks and butterflies. It's so pretty. Say hello. Y'all should have seen Talking Kitty. If you didn't see Tiny Talking Kitty earlier, I uploaded a short, and she was adorable. She says hello, and she says I love you, and she says mom. Yeah, and it's very, very clear that is what she's saying. Hi, Billy. Are you going to be nice now? I say now because Mama's gotten just a little bit tore up today. And yeah, Mama's tired of it. There's plenty that I can't show you. Yeah. Well, hi, Cuddle Buckets. Hi. I suppose let's go with Wild Ridge recipe with chicken and lamb in savory gravy. Certainly, probably better than what I had for dinner. Ooh, I got it. I did it. Yeah, there you go. Can I set this down, please? Can I? Please? Please? Yeah. The tongue never stops. Hi, Bandit. Billy, you be nice. You can't tell which one I'm a little mad at right now, can you? Just a wee bit. Yeah. I'll tell you what. If y'all are good, when I start the case, I'll do licky treats. Good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a great day at the PAWFURM. So I did see our good friend Lone Wooful Soul. He had run this one earlier. I was going to, but he beat me to it. But I have a hearing prior to this one, and it offers a bit more context and information. And, you know, I just think when you have multiple hearings, you get, you know, a better grip on the story. And it allows you to form a more solid opinion about things. You know, I'm not going to say my opinion yet. But I'm sure it won't take long to figure it out. Yes, my Billy and my Bandit, my baby cuddle bug. Billy tried beating her up, and I'm actually I'm getting ready to put an order in on Jackson Galaxy's website. It just so happened that one of the ads that came up today for me was a anti-bully cats drops. So it's a little holistic organic cat drops that you put on them 3 to 4 times a day, and it de-stresses them, calms their mood, and makes them less dominant aggressive. And that's exactly what I need, because this is the only one who does not have dominance issues. The boys absolutely do. And yeah. Oh, I don't want to take away from my buddy, but I do love that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. I know I don't deserve your love. Hello, Blue. Welcome, sweetie. I love you. Hello, Charlie. I love you. All right, guys. Let's get into the case. It's going to be fun tonight.
This is in the District Court of Butler County, Kansas, case entitled in the matter of the marriage of Jesse Nix and Amanda Nix, case number 2015 DM 507. Jesse Nix appears by Zoom, as does Amanda Nix. This matter comes before the court at this time for hearing regarding a motion to modify parenting time that was filed by Jesse. Amanda Nix, are you opposing this motion that Jesse filed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Jesse, tell me what's going on.
I'm not able to talk to or see my children, and it's been months now. I know that I had custody of them prior to the auto accident. So the idea that I can't even tell them happy birthday on their birthday is not right.
All right. Are you following through on your scheduled visits? Okay, you're shaking your head, yes.
Yes, sir.
Because the court had set up a schedule back in November of 2023. There's going to be kind of a reacclimation visit, and then every other weekend, Friday at 6, with you to pick up in El Dorado, with you returning the kids to the Emporia Brahms, 5 p.m. on Sunday.
Yes.
Dad must return kids on time, no disparaging the other parent. So we've got a schedule. Why isn't the schedule being followed through on, Jesse?
She tells me that the kids don't want to go whenever I go down to El Dorado.
It's not their call. It's not their call, never has been their call,
Right.
Never will be their call.
You're right.
So why don't you come down to El Dorado and get them?
Oh, I do. I did 3 or 4 times, and then I just figured I'm not going to keep wasting my gas, so I won't come.
Okay,
I text
so
her and she says the kids don't want to go.
Okay, and why don't they want to go, Jesse?
I don't know. I've asked her, she won't respond.
Okay. It was the intention of the court when disputes were resolved last November that you would have a regular and consistent visitation schedule with the kids. It's something that you have a constitutional right to. The kids don't have a constitutional right to say no, nor does Amanda have any right to interfere with it. All right. So there should be a regular and consistent schedule taking place, absent some extraordinary circumstances. So Amanda, you want to explain to me what's going on here?
Yes, Your Honor. I had sent my kids with him for the first few times. The very first time he came to pick them up, I had to call law enforcement because my children were trying to run away because they did not want to go with him. And I called law enforcement to try to come help me, like have him take the kids. I sent your secretary a video of me and my boyfriend trying to put my son into the vehicle with Jesse, and Jesse just standing there, not interfering, not trying to help, not trying to do nothing. He's just standing there, and he's not helping me take the kids. He's not trying to take the kids. He's just standing there doing nothing, telling the kids, oh, you need to come with me. It's court ordered. You need to come. But he's not like grabbing them. He's not helping me try to for him to take them. And I sent your secretary a video of that. And then he took the 2 boys one other time besides that. Well, that time he didn't even take them. He just left them here. He came back the next week, visit 2 weekends later, and both boys went with him because he told them he had Christmas presents for them. And so they went with him. And when they were down there after a few hours, my oldest called me and was begging me to come pick them up because he doesn't have a bedroom for him. He doesn't have anything for them. He don't like, they're sitting on a couch in the living room at his father's house, and that's all they had. And we met up and I picked them up. And then the next time he had a visit, they didn't want to go with him, but my middle son, he decided to go with him. And when I went to go pick him up on the following Sunday, he stole my son's phone from him. He wouldn't give it back to him. He stole a controller to a game system from him. It wouldn't give it back to him because my son wouldn't give him a hug. And he gave my daughter a Christmas present. And since she wouldn't give him a hug and tell him she loved him, he took the present back from her and sped off out of the parking lot at Brahms. And since then, he has called maybe twice. And that's all I've had from him. He doesn't show up. He doesn't call the kids. He has my phone number. And anytime I try to call him, he hangs up on me automatically. So Officer Thompson told me that he was not going to force my children to go with him because he didn't see why they should go with him if they were in that much fear of going with him. So I don't know what else I'm supposed to do.
What is this fear based on?
Him not bringing them back to me. He has physically and mentally abused my children their whole life. And I have shown you proof of this throughout court hearings. I also sent your secretary a behavioral report from my son, Jaxis, that shows when he has interactions with Jussie, his behavior at school is erratic. He gets in trouble, he acts out, but when Jussie is not in the picture, he has perfect school. He has not been in trouble one time this year compared to last year whenever Jussie was in and out of their lives. Like, he is doing so great right now. And I'm so scared for that to get messed up again because Jussie wants to pop in and then leave again. And then pop in and leave again. He's not consistent. He doesn't try. He just sits there and says, oh, come with me. He doesn't show them love. He doesn't attempt to be a father to them. He just wants to take them because it's court ordered. I don't understand why they need to go with him if he's not going to be a father to them. He's not even putting the effort in. And I have
just a
school
moment.
records
Jesse,
to prove this.
just a moment. Jesse, do you want to respond to the things that she said?
Yeah, that's all true.
Okay, I can't hardly hear you.
Sorry. It's untrue, Your Honor. It's not true.
Okay, so Jesse, why don't these kids want to go with you?
I don't know. I've asked her a couple of times, at least twice. She won't respond.
Okay, who's she?
Amanda.
Okay. Well, don't you have your own perception as to why these kids may not want to go with you for these weekend visits that are set up?
If that's the case, then yeah, I've got a guesstimate on what I might consider, but she's been a liar so much in the past that I know better than to even try to co-parent with her anymore.
I think I might have a slight hint of an idea where these kids are getting these views of their father from.
Well, what we're talking here, parents, is 4 days a month, essentially. 2 days every other weekend. That's it. It's not an unusual amount of parenting time for the father at all. Again, this court is always hesitant to ever put the children in charge of their own relationships with their parents. I don't know how they're being influenced in either home. And I hope that the mother's not doing anything to discourage these kids from seeing their father. There was a time when Jesse was recovering from an accident, and Amanda had to take over, I think, some pretty significant parenting responsibility during that time. But we're past that now, and Jesse is entitled to have time with his kids, all of them. You know, I think they would be much more comfortable if they all went at the same time. I mean, it's hard to understand here what's going on. If they don't enjoy their time with their father, the father needs to recognize that and try to make some changes that would make his time with the kids much more enjoyable or much better. I don't know what you do with them during your weekend times, Jesse. What your normal routine is, or what are the types of things that you try to do with them? You want to offer some of that, or?
Been playing with them. I gave Jax and RJ their Christmas presents while they were there. My youngest daughter, Pixie, was never able to come with. So I didn't want her opening her Christmas present in the parking lot of Brahms. It doesn't make any sense. And so I put the Christmas present back in the truck and we went home with it.
Well, what are you actually requesting here today, Jesse? Jesse, I'm waiting for a response. Did he freeze up?
Your Honor, may I say something?
No. I don't know that Jesse is currently participating. It appears that his Zoom screen is frozen. He may have lost video and audio temporarily. We'll wait for him to rejoin.
Can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can now. You froze
Okay.
up and then we're gone.
Right. So
The last question, Jesse, was what are you asking the court for today?
just to have my kids back. I had full custody of them before the wreck. They were taken from me during my hospitalization, and I haven't been able to have a positive relationship with them since.
Oh, I saw you shaking your head, Amanda, but isn't that exactly what the situation was?
He didn't get his custody taken from him. I did what I was supposed to do to get my visitation, my custody back in the court. And Brooke stood in for him, who was his girlfriend at the time. And we came to an agreement, and I got my visitations back. And since he was in a rehab center, then he wasn't able to take full care of them. And so they came to live with me. I didn't take it from him. I got it back doing what I was supposed to do. And he has my son's phone number. He can call him at any time. He chooses not to. He doesn't make contact with the children. He doesn't try to make contact with the children.
It's always the children, my son, my daughter. It's never our children or his children. Never.
All right. Jesse, when would your next scheduled visit begin?
This weekend.
All right. And if you are able to pick up all three kids, what do you intend to do with them this weekend?
I was thinking about going to the zoo. They've never been to Speak Zoo. Just have a good conversation with them, let them know that Daddy's still here and Daddy's still a good man, and I mean, other than that, nothing. Just take them to Topeka Zoo.
Well, it would seem to me that your proposed parenting plan was going to be different than what we have currently. Jesse, that's why I asked you today what it is that you're specifically asking this court to order.
My kids to be back with me, for them to feel safe and feel like this can be home again.
All right. Well, this court's order in November of 2023 isn't being followed. I'm not inclined to change it. These kids need to go with their dad. I don't, usually these not wanting to go situation, they're caused by two things. Number one, parental alienation from the custodial parent side. In other words, Amanda's side. She's doing something to make these kids believe that they have control of the situation and they can just simply say no, or worse yet, she's encouraging them not to go. The other thing is, Jesse, there's something from your side that's discouraging the kids from going. And I don't know what it's like. I don't know what environment you offer them. I trust you do have appropriate sleeping arrangements for these kids when they come?
I do, yes.
Okay, which are what?
The boys have their own bedroom, and
Okay.
Pixie would have her bedroom.
So there's 2 extra bedrooms in your house?
Yeah, it's a 5-bedroom home. It's just my dad and his wife live here.
Okay. Okay. So you're telling me you have a separate room from your kids and they each have the boys have a room and the girl has a room,
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Has Amanda ever seen this house?
Not that, maybe about a decade ago.
All right. Well, the director of the court can make at this point, Amanda, these kids need to go. I mean, this is a very conservative parenting schedule. It's every other weekend for 2 days. This needs to work.
Your Honor,
You haven't
if
offered
I-
anything that would compel this court to enter an order where they don't have to see their father.
if
He
you
was the
could speak to
custodial
these
parent.
children
Just a few years ago, he was the custodial parent of these kids. He was
because
raising
of lies that he put against me and accusations, and from him being on drugs and getting me hooked on drugs, and then him going back and trying to play it off as he wasn't. That's why he started dating the lady that runs the UA place. That's why it became a conflict of interest. He has made up lies about me, just like in his proposed parenting plan he just made, with all these lies just so he could get it into court because he thinks something is going on that there isn't. My kids are 100% happy right now. They're the happiest and they're doing the best that they have ever done. And that is because he has not been here interfering with their lives back and forth. And my stepmom is on Zoom with us here. And you can ask her personally without me around if you would like, the difference in my children. You can ask DCF, you can ask South Central, you can ask the school. These kids thrive when he is not around. When he is around, they plummet. They just deteriorate. These kids do not need him in their lives. He is not a father. He might have donated the sperm to make these children, but he is not a father and he has never been a father. He's never even thrown a baseball with my 14-year-old son. He's never even tried to. He has never interacted with these kids in a way of being a father, except for taking them from me when he did and tearing me down to the ground to the point of where I gave him custody because I was going to end up hurting myself. I cannot put my kids through this again. I refuse to put my kids through this again because they are doing so great right now. He does not call the school. He does not check on them. My kids are in sports. My son plays football. My older son played basketball last year. My daughter does gymnastics. Like, they are doing great. And he doesn't call. He doesn't ask about them. He doesn't call.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me at all? Okay, you can hear me. Okay. All right. Well, at least I have mic. I have no camera. I was trying to go on the other computer. Even though I turned the volume all the way off, it still did the feedback thing. So I'm going to back up just slightly on the case because of the feedback issue that I just caused trying to fix the issue. I'm so sorry, guys. So I'm going to stop trying to fix things, and you're just going to see me typing. That's it. That's all I'm going to do is type. Okay? I love you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Has Amanda ever seen this house?
Not the, maybe about a decade ago.
All right. Well, the director of the court can make at this point, Amanda, these kids need to go. I mean, this is a very conservative parenting schedule. It's every other weekend for 2 days. This needs to work.
Your
And
Honor,
you haven't
if
offered
I-
anything that would compel this court to enter an order where they don't have to see their father.
if
He
you
was the
could speak to
custodial
these
parent.
children
Just a few years ago, he was the custodial parent of these kids. He was
because
raising
of lies that he put against me and accusations, and from him being on drugs and getting me hooked on drugs, and then him going back and trying to play it off as he wasn't. That's why he started dating the lady that runs the UA place. That's why it became a conflict of interest. He has made up lies about me, just like in his proposed parenting plan he just made, with all these lies just so he could get it into court because he thinks something is going on that there isn't. My kids are 100% happy right now. They're the happiest and they're doing the best that they have ever done. And that is because he has not been here interfering with their lives back and forth. And my stepmom is on Zoom with us here. And you can ask her personally without me around if you would like the difference in my children. You can ask DCF. You can ask South Central. You can ask the school. These kids thrive when he is not around. When he is around, they plummet. They just deteriorate. These kids do not need him in their lives. He is not a father. He might have donated the sperm to make these children, but he is not a father and he has never been a father. He's never even thrown a baseball with my 14-year-old son. He's never even tried to. He has never interacted with these kids in a way of being a father, except for taking them from me when he did and tearing me down to the ground to the point of where I gave him custody because I was going to end up hurting myself. I cannot put my kids through this again. I refuse to put my kids through this again because they are doing so great right now. He does not call the school. He does not check on them. My kids are in sports. My son plays football. My older son played basketball last year. My daughter does gymnastics. Like, they are doing great. And he doesn't call. He doesn't ask about them. He doesn't call the school. He can call up there. He can get their records. He can check on them. He chooses not to do this.
All right, Amanda, hang
He
on a
chooses.
second. I've got a question for Jesse. Why do you live where you do live so far from your kids' residence? Jesse?
All right. Can you hear me? The internet connection is unstable.
Okay, that means you're about ready to lose it. But tell me before you go, why do you live where you live? Why don't you live closer to the kids and be more actively involved with them?
This is where I'm from. I have called the school many a times. I've gotten their report cards. The idea that I'm not checking on them is blasphemy, but this is where.
Your Honor, I've had 3 meetings in the last month about my middle child at school, and never once has he called, has he been involved, have they said anything about him. They have actually printed me off his behavioral report to use in court today to show that they know that when the dad isn't involved, he is doing so much better. They printed this off for me just for court today. And I sent the email to your secretary with the report in it.
Okay, so
And the date,
your son acts up in school, Amanda, and you put that on Jesse.
no, the dates that he acts up and the time match exactly to court times. When he goes with Jesse, when we have court, the dates on the behavior report are exactly the same. When Jesse's not involved in their life, he is not in trouble one bit. And the dates prove that. If you watch the video that I sent your secretary of me trying to put my son in the car with his father, you will see that there is a fear there. There is he's not a father, Your Honor. He is not a father, and he never has been a father.
Except for the year that he was their custodial parent.
No. He was their custodial parent, yes, but he was not a father. He had 9 different women in his house taking care of my children because he refused to do it. He pulled my oldest son out of school to watch his brother and sister because he refused to miss work. He interfered with their education because he didn't want to miss work. He made my 7-year-old at the time stay home alone during the day. My stepmother had to pick him up from school sick, and she had to drop him off at his house and leave him alone all day long because Jesse refused to come home and take care of him.
Okay,
And he
we're not
wouldn't let
talking
her
about
take
Jesse as a custodial parent here.
Yeah, that this is when he had them.
We're talking about him having limited visitation time with
But
these
I'm telling
kids
you
twice a
why
month.
these kids don't want to go with him. Why they don't see him as a father. My daughter will not go with him. She refuses. She shakes and trembles and cries if she gets near him. My older son, he's 14 years old. He refuses to go with him. He says that he will not, and if he does, he's going to fight him. Like, that, if that shows you that a son wants to fight his father just because he has to go with him, then, and you're going to force that, then there's something not right there. You can talk to my children personally if you want, pull them into your office, do whatever you want to do. I have no influence on this. The influence is behind his behavior towards them. It is not me. I have tried to make my children go with him. I have tried to force them to go with him. They refuse to, and I am not going to put them in a situation where they do not feel safe and want to. The only reason he wants to take them is to hurt me.
All right. Now you say they don't feel safe. You've never articulated any reason why I would believe that they're not safe with Jesse.
I have, in previous court dates, I have given you pictures of my middle son with a black eye that Jesse had gave him, with a welt from his neck to his butt from slapping him with a belt. I have given you this proof before. I have PFAs where he had beat me up and took my daughter from me at gunpoint and threw her in the back of a car. The Wichita police pressed charges on him for this. I have shown you all this before.
And when was that all done?
June 11th, 2021 is when he did that.
And then he became their custodial parent for a year.
Yeah, because he had me on drugs and I was trying to get off of drugs, but him taking my kids did not make that any better. So it was a struggle for me to get off of drugs, yes, because I didn't have my children. But he started dating the UA girl so that he could get away with everything. That's why I had to go to Wichita to get a hair follicle, because it was a conflict of interest. He has done nothing but torture me and these children for years now. And I've been fighting and fighting against him to stop the torture, to stop the mission. He just does nothing but abuse us mentally and physically. And I have shown you proof of this. I have shown you records of this. I can summons whoever you need, his friends, I can summons to court and prove it to you. But I don't have the money for an attorney. I don't know how to do all this. My kids are happy and safe with me right now. And I am not jeopardizing that again for him to come in and out of their life and ruin everything that I've had to build back up. My kids have been in South Central through therapy, through counseling, and I have got them out of all this. They have graduated from all this because he has not been in the picture. He is not a father.
When was the last time he had any parenting time with these kids?
April.
Back in, I want to say it was March, he took Jax's, our middle child, and that's when he stole his phone from him and refused to give it back.
Jesse, is that correct?
That is not correct, Your Honor. I do not steal from my children.
Well, okay, no, I was asking
I have
about
location of
really
his phone
the
still
last
at your
time
house.
you exercised parenting rights with these kids.
Yeah, Jax dropped his phone underneath my dad's seat.
Okay, I don't want to hear
about.
about the phone. I'm just
Okay.
dealing with the time frame right now. Has it been since March since you've been with any of these kids?
That is correct.
Okay. Then why have you waited so long to file this motion? What
It took
triggered
me a
this
minute.
now?
It took me a minute to figure out how to file, what paperwork to fill out.
It took 9 or 10 months?
Yeah.
Well, actually not that long. 6 or 7 months anyway. It would seem to me, Mr. Nix, that you need to have sit-down meetings with all your kids. You need to understand where they're coming from and why. Without interference from Amanda, by the way. You need to have these kinds of meetings with each one of them, probably separately. We're all old enough to talk to you.
Yes.
And you need to understand where they're coming from. Again, I don't put kids in charge of their own affairs. They're often influenced by all kinds of things that are adult decisions, not their decisions. Jesse has asked this court to enforce his constitutional rights to parent. Amanda, and I hope you understand that. This isn't something that's a gift from the court. This is a right that he has to spend time with his kids, and he has a very limited visitation schedule, at least in part because of where he lives as compared to where these kids live and go to school. But he needs to see his kids. And your attempt, apparently, just to shut him completely out of their lives is not justified or warranted. So I think there needs to be some effort made from both sides here for reconciliation. And Jesse, you need to understand that if these kids are hesitant to come stay with you, you need to understand why.
Yes.
And for some change that you can make that would make them feel better about these visits, I think you should make them.
Yeah, I agree.
But again, the schedule that's set up is what the court views as just a minimum schedule. And the court will not change its current order. But here's what I recommend to you, Jesse. Since you come to El Dorado at the start of the visits anyway, perhaps there's a way that you can go to a neutral place, because I'm sure you don't necessarily want to do this at Amanda's house, and I don't necessarily recommend that all these kids go to a neutral location, maybe a restaurant or a park or whatever, and you sit down and you talk to each one of these kids in a very non-threatening environment and get some understanding from them as to where they're coming from and why. Because you don't seem to understand, Jesse, why it is they're hesitant to come stay with you. And I don't expect you necessarily to take Amanda's point of view. Her position and yours is obviously very adversarial. You've had back and forth on custody. You've accused of each other of all kinds of things over the years. I think you need to hear this directly from each one of your children.
I agree.
Okay? And Amanda, accommodate this Friday when he comes down. And the weather has been very good here for late October. Perhaps a public park or something might be a good place.
My son has his very last football game Saturday morning.
Okay.
So if he can't miss that, like, it's his last game of the season.
You have a place to stay down here, Jesse?
No, not at the moment, no.
I trust you could stay in a hotel or a motel for one night?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
Say, or we could do the following weekend if you'd like,
all
so
right.
he can have
I don't
his
want him
full
to miss
time.
that last football game. That's probably a big thing to him.
yes.
And this isn't a school team, right? This is some sort of club team.
Yeah, it's the junior Wildcat football.
Okay. Go to his game, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
Show your fatherly support for him. And the court will not enforce this Friday the overnight part of the order, which is contemplated. Rather, the court will expect that Jesse will stay in El Dorado. All right. Have that talk with each of your kids, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
You need to understand. Perhaps you'll want to modify your own schedule
Yes,
based
sir.
on whatever it is they tell you, if
Right.
you accept it.
Right.
I'm sure each one of these kids have a story and you need to listen to it.
Yes.
All right. Amanda, anything else we need to address currently?
I don't know, Your Honor. It's hard for me to put my kids in this situation that they don't feel comfortable and safe in, but I will try again. I'm not going to promise that they will go with him because I'm not going to force them to go if they don't feel safe. I'm not going to put my kids in an unsafe environment. He can't drive himself. He has not his own home. He don't have nothing to provide for them. So he hasn't shown proof of anything. The last time my middle son was there, he told me that he had to sleep on the couch in the living room because the basement is unlivable and upstairs rooms are taken by his dad and his dad's wife.
There are a lot worse
So,
things in the world than a kid having to sleep on a couch.
well, I understand that, but he's telling you that he has this stuff and he's not providing any proof or evidence of it. He's just speaking of it. I have proof and evidence of everything that I've talked about. I would like for him to show me proof and evidence of the things that he says also. Can he show me photographic proof of these bedrooms or having anything that supplies for these children? Can he show
It's
me
just so
proof?
funny, Amanda, as you
school?
complain about him, where we were just 3 years ago, where
Yeah, and
this
I
court
did
granted him
everything I had to
just a
do.
moment. He had sole legal custody. He was making all decisions for the children, and all of your parenting time orders were suspended because
I
of
gave
your
them
situation at the time. And then I
right,
allowed him in his discretion to allow you to have parenting time under conditions
which he
as he
didn't.
sees fit. Now, we've had a dramatic turnaround here, according to you. So now you are the one that should be able to make all the decisions for the kids, despite the fact that you two have joint legal custody. And essentially, you want to cut him off completely from all parenting rights with your kids.
Well,
It
he's
just
cut
seems
himself
like a
off
great
completely.
irony here.
He has cut himself off. He doesn't make the will to want to be there. He only does that in court. He doesn't do it outside of court. He doesn't call the kids. Just like I said, he has my children's phone number. He doesn't call them. I'm not interfering with their phone lines. He can call and text them anytime he wants, and he chooses not to. That's not on me.
All right.
That's on him.
The court has given some direction here, which I'll expect to be followed. Jesse, you'll be in El Dorado on Friday evening.
Yes, sir.
And is to make these kids available to you for, at a minimum, communication, private time conferencing. And again, I implore you to listen to whatever it is that they have to say.
Yes.
And to perhaps govern your future behavior to some extent accordingly.
Right.
Until then, the court's current order remains in effect. All right. At this time, the court will recess this proceeding, and this Zoom meeting may be ended for all at this time.
Your Honor,
Just a moment. I thought I.
where am I meeting my kids and whatnot?
Excuse me?
Where am I meeting my kids and whatnot on Friday?
I thought you and Amanda would work that out, but if we have to decide it here, fine. Amanda, what are you proposing? Not at your house. Public place. She apparently doesn't have a suggestion. Amanda, you're muted, so you're trying to talk. I can't hear you. Okay, Jesse, do you have a proposal? Since I can't get her back on audio.
McDonald's.
That's what I was saying. We can go to McDonald's, but I would like to have another trusted adult. He can choose who he wants, but I would like another trusted adult to be there. So my
Well,
kids don't
who?
feel like they're being trapped with him somewhere. If there's somebody else that can come besides his dad, because they do not know his father. If there is somebody else that can be there, they don't have to like be right there next to him, but just in the same room.
I can get that.
Okay.
I mean, I know he trusts my stepmom. If he would allow her to just sit in the same room as them or something, like they can go into the play
Well,
place or somewhere else. And
Yeah, I can't control whether your stepmom decides to come to McDonald's or not.
well, if he's okay with that, I mean, she would love to be
I just
there
don't want
for
her
them.
butting in.
No, I don't want her to butt in, just as long as she's in the same room, so the kids know that they have someone safe there for them.
She doesn't interfere. Again, I can't control whether she wants to
Okay.
go to McDonald's and eat at the same time.
Okay,
Just what I want to avoid is outside interference.
that's fine. I don't want her to interfere at all. I want them to be 100% real with him.
And Jesse, this is your time to talk to your kid dads. He can be there, but this is for you.
Yes.
All right. And you need to patronize the restaurant. If you're going to use a restaurant for this, you need to patronize it.
Okay.
Okay. To some extent.
That means
Okay.
that you need to feed the kids this time, like he said last time.
That sounds perfectly fair to me.
Because last time he refused to feed the kids when we met at Brahms.
We actually
When
bought
he was
Jack's
told to.
dinner because Jack's would eat.
I have the receipt that I bought them food.
Be prepared to buy him dinner that night, Jesse.
Yes, of course. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Good luck. I hope this goes smoothly and we start some degree of cooperation and reconciliation here. Good luck in that regard, folks.
What time?
Well, whatever your start time is for your visits.
5, I believe. 5 or 6. I can't
Is there any
remember.
reason why that wouldn't work? Well, it's 6. It's Friday at 6.
Okay.
Okay. 6 p.m. Friday, El Dorado McDonald's.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
This is in the District Court of Butler County, Kansas, case entitled Jesse Lewis Nix and Amanda Nix, case number 2015 DM 507. Jesse Nix appears on his own Zoom, as does Amanda Nix. Apparently, the matter is back before the court again. And this is in regards to a motion to modify parenting time filed by Jesse. I'm not sure exactly what relief you're seeking, Jesse. You want to explain that to the court?
I just want my kids back home with me.
Okay. That's not in your motion.
Okay.
I do notice you filed a separate parenting plan asking for sole legal custody, I presume in your favor.
Yes.
Okay. Are you opposing this, Amanda?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This court had previously ordered that McDonald's visit, which apparently did not go well. I don't understand why a boyfriend was involved in it.
Can I talk?
Yes, I'm asking you.
Okay. Okay. We went to McDonald's and I had my boyfriend take the kids in, so me and Jesse weren't trying to have contact. He took them in and he went into the play place with the kids, and he had one of them go out and talk to Jesse at one at a time. But Jesse brought two friends along with him that decided to sit at the table with him and interact with my kids while he was trying to have his one-on-one uninterrupted time to talk to them. And when he got to my daughter, the guy he brought with him sat next to my daughter, and we have no idea who this guy is. And he just started messing with her. And I came inside because my boyfriend texted me and told me about it. And I asked Jesse to have his friend leave the area because he was supposed to have one-on-one with her. And he got up and proceeded to try to fight my boyfriend and caused a big scene in the middle of McDonald's. So me and the kids just left. And I have not heard a single word from him since.
Okay, you came into the McDonald's and you were ordering people to move. And you're
Yes,
saying Jesse
because
was the
that's
one
what
that
you
caused
ordered.
the scene at McDonald's?
Yes, because you ordered him to have one-on-one uninterrupted time with the kids, not to bring his friends along that my kids don't know and to sit there and mess with them.
Why did you have others with you, Jesse?
I had two people with me to video record it. They didn't
Well, that
interact.
doesn't take two people. I could see one person.
I agree. They're a couple. They didn't interact with my children at all.
Well, if they were sitting at your table, that's way too close.
Yeah, they wasn't sitting at my table. They were on the other side of the McDonald's lobby, Your Honor.
And I was trying to promote the comfort of the kids during this visit, so I would have expected Amanda, the mother, to be in there, not her boyfriend.
It
Are
goes
you honestly
better.
telling me, Amanda, you can't sit at a McDonald's restaurant, eat dinner across the room without getting into it with Jesse?
I don't feel comfortable around him. He has put me in many situations where I don't feel comfortable. So I try to prevent that from happening. I tried to make it go as smooth as possible, and
Okay,
it didn't. He didn't buy them dinner, and I haven't heard from him since then. He didn't come to my son's football game the next day. He has not called, messaged, text, or nothing. And now he wants custody again. And he's not doing anything he's supposed to do.
All right. Jesse, why haven't you followed up on additional visits?
Your Honor, I did on two different occasions. I came down from my dad's house in Topeka, and I tried to meet her at Quick Trip. I texted her and let her know I was there. I took video of it. And I did it 2 times. I thought it's not worth it again. I'm just wasting my gas, and that's when I filed paperwork again.
I have not had any calls or messages from him at all. And I've had the same phone number for 5 years.
Jesse, have you ever thought about just moving closer to where the kids live?
I'm in Towanda now.
Okay.
And he's or get hold of the kid.
Okay.
Clearly, whatever she said there didn't matter to the judge because it was not understandable. And he just replies, okay, as if he heard every word of it.
So
just keeps
as
bringing us
I understand it, Jesse, you're asking for sole legal custody and for primary residential, obviously, to be part of that.
Yes.
What is your current parenting time schedule, Jesse?
Every other weekend.
Friday 6 to Sunday at 5?
Yes.
Well, what I don't understand is why isn't that taking place?
Because she won't meet me at Quick Trip. She won't bring him to Quick Trip.
He has not called or texted me since McDonald's.
No, wait a minute. Wait, whoa. Amanda, if there's a court order that already structures the visitation, you don't need a call from him. You should just be there
to know that he's coming because he hasn't came. I've been there before when we did this the first time and he didn't show up. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. My kids
You're supposed to have your kids at the meeting point at the start of his visitation periods.
And then if they don't go with him, he just leaves and takes off.
He's
if
done it
they
multiple
don't go
times.
with him.
Like he will just leave if they say they don't want to go with him, he just takes off.
Mm.
And
That's
so,
not
I
true.
mean, what am I supposed to do? To go chase him down and throw them in the car with him? Or like they already don't feel safe with him, so I'm not pushing for it to happen because I don't like to make my children feel not safe. I mean, my oldest is 14 years old. He has, I mean, choices in life.
Well, no, he doesn't. When he's 18, he has choices. When he's less than 18, he's subject to the same court orders as you two are. And he
Okay.
doesn't get to make the calls.
Okay.
As far as I know, he's only influenced by you to do all of that.
I mean, you could speak to him if you would like.
Well, and just because he tells me he doesn't want to go, that's not going to be controlling.
And
Jesse
he
has
wrote
rights
a
as a
letter for
father.
Jesse.
He has rights as a
Well,
father.
they all talked to Jesse like you asked me to have them do, and explain to him what the issue is and everything, and they did that. And
That's not true, Your Honor.
Okay, when is your next scheduled weekend, Jesse?
Well, this weekend.
Okay. The place you have in Towanda, can it accommodate all of them?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what the court expects is that at 6 o'clock at your exchange time and at your exchange point, you'll both be there. All three kids will go with their dad for the weekend. They'll see his new place in Towanda. And hopefully be properly reacclimated to it. They don't get to say, I don't want to go. Okay.
but he gets to pop in and out whenever he wants to, and just
Well, wait a
not
minute.
follow anything that he's told to do.
What we're trying to do is to go forward from here.
But we've done this 3
I
times
wish
now.
you two could manage your children on your own. I wish I didn't have to be involved in it, or any other court didn't have to be involved in it.
If he was
But
involved as a
apparently you can't
father,
manage it.
then
And
it would
Amanda,
be a
I'm
problem.
going to again admonish you that if you can't handle working with Jesse, I'll put the kids in Jesse's primary care and see if he will work with you. He has just as much right to parent these kids as you do.
We did that last time he got custody of them, and he did not let me see them. He did not let me talk to them. He told me my feet
not true, Your
stunk
Honor.
and I couldn't speak to my children. Like I went a year and a half without seeing my kids because he refused to.
Your
Is
Honor,
that
that's
why you
not
were having
true.
some pretty serious drug problems?
And so was he.
No, that's not true, Your Honor.
He wrecked his motorcycle because he was drunk driving. Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
quite aware of the whole motorcycle accident situation.
like he's
So,
irresponsible as a person, and he's not been a father to these children at all. When he did have custody of them, he had 8 different girlfriends take care of them.
okay,
He
well,
didn't.
Jesse, you have to be there the whole weekend. Can you
Yes,
commit to
of
that?
course. Yes, I can.
All right. Well, I'm going to, at this point, construe his motion to be a motion to enforce his parenting time, and the court will enter an order enforcing it. Amanda, you have to encourage these kids to go, not discourage them to go.
I have tried to encourage them, Your Honor. You
Well,
don't
they've somehow gotten the
understand what we
idea
have.
they can call their own shots. They cannot.
They don't call their own shots. I look out for their safety. Their
Well,
safety. This
okay.
man has put me at
Then
gunpoint
you
3
articulate
different
to me why
times
they're not safe with Jesse. Is there a criminal case pending?
because
Has he been
he
convicted or found guilty of abuse?
None. None.
I mean,
because
what
he
is
has
the
threatened me
basis?
if I ever turned him in. He has
not
threatened me
true.
if I've ever turned him in. I have plenty of
Yeah.
PFAs against him from him physically abusing me and my son.
I'm not concerned with that right now because you two aren't together. And
I'm
you're
just
not going to
saying.
co-parent within the same house.
Okay, it has nothing to do with me. My children, I tell them if they want to go see their dad, they want to talk to their dad, they let me know, and I will make it a thing. They tell me, no way, I don't want to see him. I don't feel safe with him. They don't want to be around him because they're scared he's not going to bring them home. That's what he did the
He's
last
going
time
to
he
bring
had
them
them.
home.
He took that's what you
He'll be in
think, but
further
he's
trouble.
not. He won't though, Judge. And that's what my
Jesse,
kids are scared of.
Jesse, do you understand what your finish time to your parenting time periods are?
It's at Quick Trip, Friday night until Sunday, at 5 or 6.
Well, you need to check the order and make sure that you know exactly what that time is.
Yeah, I have it written down. Your
6
Honor,
p.m. Friday,
I know that
5 o'clock p.m. Sunday. So Amanda, where are you currently living? The city?
In El Dorado.
Okay. And he's in Towanda. So you're no longer going to return the children to Emporia Brahms, obviously.
I'd hope not.
And your exchange point is El Dorado Quick Trip.
That's correct.
Okay. And this is the one out there on Haverhill Road in Central.
That's correct.
The court expects that parenting order, which is a relatively conservative order, be followed. And then if these kids have concerns they wish to express to their dad, they need to do it in person during one of these visits.
They did the last visit at McDonald's. And as you could see in his paperwork, he wrote in there that he asked my daughter for a hug and she said no, because she is scared of him. He even wrote it in his paper. My daughter told him that. She didn't want to get near him.
Why? I don't know.
Because there's reasons why, Jesse. And I don't want to fight and argue about this no more. You in and out of their lives is messing up their mental state.
I'm not in and out of their life. You took them out.
Okay, I'm not going to have you two bicker.
Yes, sir.
All right. There's an existing every other weekend order, and the court is going to enforce it.
And if it's not followed, what do I do next? Because
You're in
him
trouble.
in and out, huh?
You're in trouble. And
Okay,
if
if
Jesse
he doesn't take the kids, if I show up with my children and he does not take them, and then he doesn't make contact again for another 6 months, I'm supposed to just let him take them?
Why would I do that?
Because that's what you just did.
Oh, I've never done that.
Okay. Again,
I just need to know what to do.
we're not
Your
going to
Honor.
argue or bicker on this meeting. You guys can do that on your own.
Need to know what to do, Your Honor, if I show up and he doesn't take them and we go another 6 months without contact.
All right, Jesse, is that likely to happen, that you're not going to take them?
No, never. No.
It's happened the last 2 times.
It's never happened.
Then why don't you get them?
Video recording. I've got it on proof. I got proof of it.
Why? I just don't get it. Okay, I'll be there.
Jesse, you be there.
Oh, I'll be there.
And you be there to bring them back at the scheduled exchange time at the end of your weekend.
Your Honor, do I ask one question?
What is it?
Law enforcement, are they able to enforce these orders?
Yes, they are. The order that I know this court did, I think, is clear as to time.
I had Officer Thompson show up the first time he tried to take my kids, and Officer Thompson told me he was not going to make my children go with them because of how it was. He's seen physically. Officer Thompson took my son out of my house and carried him to his father's truck.
Not true, Your Honor.
I have it on recording.
Okay.
The whole incident.
No officer put their hands on any of my children, Your Honor.
He carried him out of my house. I have video of it. I just don't understand.
This court's order issued in October sets forth specific times.
Right.
6 o'clock p.m. Friday, with him picking up the children in El Dorado. Yes, they can enforce this order, and they should.
And if he didn't, because of the way my children were reacting to going with him. I'm just telling you.
So where did they get this idea, Amanda? Because of
his actions, because of their father's actions towards them and me over the last 12 years is why they have this idea. He has not been a father. He has not done anything for them. I've asked him to help me buy them clothes over the last 3 years, and he has not contributed $1. He will not.
How would the kids know that? How would the kids have any idea that he hasn't contributed not $1 unless you have told them? The kids shouldn't have any idea about that kind of stuff. That's none of their dang business. The only thing they should know is Dad gets them every other weekend. They go to his house. They have a good time. They come back home to the raging lunatic that is their mother.
He stole my child's phone from him. He is not a father. He's just doing this to hurt me, Judge. And I'm not being crazy. I'm being protective over my children because I'm a mother. My children are well taken care of and they're happy. The second
And
he
I
does
would
this,
expect them to be well
everything
taken
goes sour.
care of when Jesse has them.
They were before.
By his
They were
girlfriend
happy.
of the week. They don't even know him as a father.
Well, then they need to get to know him as a father.
He's not a father, though. That's the problem. He might have donated his sperm for them, but he is not a father, Judge. He has never been. He has 2 older kids he doesn't even talk to.
Well, he was a custodial parent for a period of time when you were messed up.
But he was not. He was at work and he had girlfriends taking care of my children. He lost his oldest child during that time because he chose his girlfriends over his kids. She's now 18 years old and she will not speak to her father because he chose somebody else over her. He does not care about these kids, Your Honor. He cares about hurting me. That's all it is. It's a game to him.
It's not true.
If he listened to my children talk to him at the last meeting, he would know that they are not comfortable or safe or want to be around him because of the way he has treated them. I have a picture of the letter my 14-year-old wrote him. My 7-year-old straight up told him she was scared to hug him.
I don't know why.
I don't feel comfortable making my kids uncomfortable. Like, I'm a mother and these are my babies. And I have taken care of them since day one, minus the year he had them because I don't know what to do because this is just a back and forth thing that he keeps filing for custody every 6 to 8 months, but he doesn't follow through with anything. He just gives up because it's just a waste of time, as he says, a waste of gas, as he says. And if they're your children, it's not a waste of any time or gas. If they're your children,
Jesse, you can make this work.
He's gonna say,
Amanda, the court orders you to have these kids at the Quick Trip Exchange Point at 6:00 p.m. on Friday this weekend for the father's visit.
tonight.
Tonight? That's tonight. Yes, that's tonight. Jesse, you are ordered to comply with the court's existing order regarding return of those kids. You need to make sure they're comfortable and that you reassure them that they're safe in your environment.
Yes.
I'm not sure where they got the idea that they're not.
From the abuse.
A father is entitled to reasonable parenting time with his children. That's all that apparently Jesse's asking for at this point, and I understand the request for custody which the court will deny at this juncture, finding that his motion in and of itself does not create a prima facie case for change of custody. But the court will enter an order enforcing the current parenting time schedule, which is a very limited schedule, which was designed to be not too long for the kids. It's only 2 days out of 14. And I will expect the mother to accommodate that. And I would expect the kids to go and spend time with their dad. These are not little babies who cannot articulate their positions to either parent. So, Jesse, you need to make them comfortable. You need to make this work.
Of course.
All right. 6:00 tonight. El Dorado Quick Trip. Let's make this all work, folks, for the best interest of your kids.
Yes, sir.
Can I have your phone number, Jesse, so we can contact each other? I have like 10 of them for you.
You should have your phone number.
I have like 10 different ones.
You have it.
Can you please give it to me again?
Yes.
Go ahead, Jesse.
785 Which phone number of yours can I use? Because you told me you've got 2 at least.
I have had the same phone number for 5 years. It's 88329.
883 number? Okay.
Yep, same number I've always had.
Work together for the best interest of these kids, folks.
I'm trying.
And we'll see what happens tonight, 6 o'clock, when you meet at the El Dorado Quick Trip. I'll expect the kids to go with their dad.
Okay, Your Honor, and if he doesn't take them, then I show up in 2 weeks again and hope for a
I don't. I'm not going to presuppose that.
I'm just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do so we don't have to keep coming back to court over the same situation.
All I can tell you, Amanda, is that if he's not there by 6:10, you leave.
What is this if he doesn't take them BS? Is it her saying, well, what happens if I throw a big temper tantrum and then because of my temper tantrum and getting my kids all worked up, they don't get in the vehicle with him, or law enforcement doesn't make me, have them go with their father because of my attitude, and so he leaves rather than fighting with me? Like, does she want him to put up a big fight and fight back about it so that he goes to jail for that? Nothing this guy does is going to please this woman. Nothing. Everything's going to be wrong. He does exactly what she tells him to, and it's wrong. He does opposite what she says, and it's wrong. So, yeah, I can understand why he chooses to just leave rather than fight.
Okay.
I expect him to be on time.
Okay.
I'll be early.
Okay. Okay. Very well then.
And that was the end of the case. Sorry you guys can't see me. Yeah, right? I guess it must not be football season. Oh, I'm really sorry for the technical difficulties tonight, you guys. Thank you for sticking through with me. I have no idea why it caused the feedback because I turned the volume off and the sound off completely on that other computer before I even initiated the StreamYard on it. And normally that's all it takes. Earl, don't you dare. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm going to try reinstalling drivers and hopefully I can get it fixed. My new computer comes on Tuesday. So worst case scenario, I can use the PAWFURM computer until then. It'll just, yeah, it couldn't have waited. It could not have waited 4 more days. 4 more days. That's it. It had to go out today. I'll try to fix it. Yeah. There is a kitty. There's 2 of them here. One of them is the one that is being the big butthead and bullying my sweet precious little angel baby. Honey, trust me, I miss waving at you guys and smiling and laughing and being all goofy with you. This is not fair. But I'm sure, just imagine. Yeah, my camera broke. I was so ugly tonight that I broke my camera. I told you, my brother's always said I had a face for radio. Yeah, and I turned it on for a minute and then it just kept flashing. It was oh, it's gonna behave right now. It was flashing the red and then the green and the red and the green and the red and the green. And I was like, oh man, that is just way too distracting. I cannot put people through that. It's the one built into the laptop. There is no plugging and unplugging. It's just update the drivers or not. So hi, sweetie. I'm sorry. I love you. Hello, Spider-Man. I love you. Oh. My camera broke tonight. It's and now it's behaving, but it has not been all night. So I love you. But yeah, so that's what I got for tonight. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties. Oh man, that feedback was so bad. Oh, and I didn't my brain stopped. Like when I went, how do I fix this? Like I'm like on this computer trying to push buttons, and then I'm like, oh wait, I can just take myself off of this one. I can eliminate the problem that started it in the first place. It didn't that resolution didn't click in my brain. Yeah, I'm on a laptop, and this one is an older one. The other one is an elite book that I got from my daughter's ex-boyfriend. Was going to college at Stevens Point. And they do this thing every Thursday that they sell electronics, and they're pretty darn affordable. They're all the laptops and elite books and stuff like that the students have used that have been paid for by the government, and they don't have storage for them or anything, so they just sell them. And so yeah, I got the elite book from that program. And yeah, it works all right, but the camera is not great on that one either. So, but I get my actual real computer, and a real camera, a 4K camera, which I don't know how excited I am about that, because I don't know if I really want you guys seeing what I actually look like, because this cheap laptop camera, VGA, whatever, 1.3 megapixels probably, it does great things. I'm afraid when y'all see me in 4K, I might lose some subscribers. Y'all be sitting there counting the freckles. Oh, thank you, honey. I love you. An e-girl. As long as I'm not an OF girl. All right, guys. Thank you for coming out tonight. Oh, no. Viruses are not transmittable through my channel. It's not permissible. Not allowed. Thank you so much, Army Brat. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy that you came. And thanks for joining. I saw the new membership. I'm so grateful. Yeah. Oh no. I will never become an anime avatar. No. I'm just not. No. All of you get better. I demand it. I order it. You must comply with April's orders. Oh my gosh, I had the greatest idea for a merch thing again. And Sweetie, I know that. Stop it. Quit thinking I take you seriously. I tease you right back. I can't, oh gosh, I can't tell you guys about it because it's so cool. I can't wait to show you, but it's going to take a minute to have it made because I can't make it. It's well above my wheelhouse pay grade. I can't do this one, but I'm having it done. And I can't wait to show you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Speaking of things that I love, every single one of you, I love all of you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for loving the pets. And I'll be back soon. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.